All right, welcome back. If you're an RF tech, you know this feeling, right? A critical system goes down, the noise floor just shoots through the roof, and suddenly, all eyes are on you. Well, today we are officially done with guesswork. We're opening up the professional's playbook for hunting down radio frequency interference, especially in those really tough industrial settings.
Now, just so you know, this is part 4 of a much bigger deep dive we're doing. It's all based on this fantastic 15-part report from Virtualization Options LLC. Seriously, if you're an RF technician, this whole series is for you. Today, though, we're going to focus on what I honestly think is the most underrated part of any RFI hunt, all the crucial work you have to do before you even think about turning on your gear. You know, in the wild world of RFI, just wandering around with an antenna hoping to find something, well, that's a recipe for a very long, very frustrating day. The most successful hunts, they don't start out on the factory floor. They start with a solid, methodical plan. It is, without a doubt, the single biggest thing that separates the pros from the amateurs. So let's build that foundation, shall we? The very first phase of any professional RFI investigation is all about the prep work. If you get this part right, trust me, you've already won half the battle. And this quote right here, it just nails it. This isn't just about, being tidy. The amount of effort you put in before you get to the site, that directly determines whether you're going to be the hero who solves the problem in a few hours or the person who's still scratching their head a week later. It really is that important. So let's break this prep work down into 4 clear stages. First up, gather information. This is where you actually talk to people, the ones dealing with the problem. Next, review systems. And this is a big one. You've got to rule out your own gear first. Then, plan logistics. Think site access, safety briefings, the practical stuff. And finally, assemble resources. That's when you actually pack your kit. But before you go pointing fingers at some external source, you have to ask yourself this one critical question. Is the ghost you're hunting actually living inside your own house? It's amazing how many investigations go completely off the rails right from the start because this question wasn't asked. And here's why that's so crucial. Internal system faults can look exactly like external RFI. I mean, they're perfect mimics. Over on the left, sure, you've got the classic symptoms of a noisy machine causing trouble. But look at the right, a simple corroded connector or a damaged feed line. That one little point of failure can raise your noise floor or kill your receiver's sensitivity just as easily as some big, loud external source. You absolutely have to check your own gear first, period. Okay, let's shift gears to something that is the absolute #1 priority before you do anything else, your safety. Industrial sites can be seriously dangerous places. And let me tell you, no RFI problem is worth getting hurt over. Safety is, and always will be, completely non-negotiable. And this isn't just some checklist you glance at. This is a protocol you live by on the job. Before you even think about packing your tools, you need to know the specific hazards of that facility. You have to coordinate with their safety team. You check and double check that you have the right PPE and that it's in good shape. And you never, ever cut a safety corner to get the job done faster. It's just not worth it. Okay, so your prep is done, your safety plan is locked in. Now we're finally on site. The hunt officially begins with that first active step, actually detecting the interference and figuring out its unique signature. And this little box is your best friend, the spectrum analyzer. It's basically your eyes. It lets you see the invisible world of radio frequencies all around you. This is how you take an abstract complaint like it's noisy and turn it into a concrete, measurable signal right there on a screen. But here's the trick. Before you can spot what's abnormal, you have to know what's normal. We call this establishing a baseline. You've got to take a snapshot of the RF environment when the interference isn't happening. That baseline becomes your clean reference point. And when the interference does pop up, it'll stick out like a sore thumb. And this is where the real skill comes in, learning to read the patterns. Different sources leave unique fingerprints on your analyzer. You see that messy, raised noise floor across a huge range of frequencies? You should be thinking about arcing equipment or old motor brushes. See a really clean series of signals at perfect multiples of each other? That's probably an oscillator or a digital clock signal. And that classic, evenly spaced comb pattern? Oh yeah, that almost always points to a switching power supply or, one of the most common culprits, a variable frequency drive, a VFD. Recognizing these signatures on site will save you hours in the field. So what happens when the interference is, well, a ghost? You know, that quick burst of noise that's there 1 second and completely gone the next?
This kind of transient interference is super common in industrial plants, and man, is it frustrating to try and catch.
The tool for that job is a real-time spectrum analyzer, or an RTSA. See, a traditional analyzer sweeps across frequencies one at a time, so it can easily miss a quick burst. But an RTSA is different. It's like it takes a snapshot of the entire frequency band all at once. This means it has a 100% probability of intercept. If that little signal from a welder or a piece of switching gear pops up, even for a millisecond, the RTSA sees it. It's absolutely essential for catching those elusive, now you see me, now you don't signals. Now, while you're doing all of this, you have to document everything, and I mean everything. This is not optional. Every screenshot you take, every note on the signal's strength, every GPS coordinate of where you took the measurement, you're essentially building a case file. Your goal should be to create a record so clear, so detailed, that another technician who's never been there could pick it up and replicate your exact steps. That's what makes your final report believable and, more importantly, actionable.
So you've done your homework, you've established your baseline, and you've captured the unique signature of your target. Nailing these first two steps, preparation and detection, is the foundation of every single successful RFI hunt. You now know what you're looking for, which of course leads us to the biggest question of all. Where in the world is it coming from? Join us next time as we dive into the art of direction finding.